men's rights activist. He brings a conservative point of view to black issues. His mission: to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio. And on today's show, you guys know what the deal is. It is Double Barrel J's time, and I got the one, the only mind of Jamal, brother from down under. How are you doing here, sir?
What's going on, Jermain? Glad that you're here tonight. Glad that you're doing well and you're doing better. Let's go.
Absolutely. I feel a lot better. And let me tell you something. With the new cycle, hopefully America feels a lot better in the future. A lot of stuff is happening, ladies and gentlemen. A lot. And we about to get cracking on here. So make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right? Share. Tonight we're going to have a very good time, as we usually do. Absolutely. Right? Minnesota, there's just a little bit of snow on the ground, but my goodness gracious, it's heating up. You get what I'm saying? Look how I'm smiling. It's heating up. I could get rid of the thermal coats and long johns and be nice. How's it in your neck of the woods? Is it real nice?
It rained here, Jermaine, a little bit today, but it's getting good. Like, we getting 78, like 66 last week. We touched the 80s, I believe, once. When it's springtime, that pollen is just getting good. It's getting good.
My
real
goodness
good.
Gracious. You know, I want to move. I've been telling my wife, as soon as I'm done with all this therapy and stuff like that, I've been looking at some houses in some very good places. I ain't going to say too much, but it ain't in Minnesota, I can tell you that. It ain't in Minnesota. I'm taking all my little nickels and dimes and I'm leaving.
Hey, North Carolina is a growing market, growing places. You will love it here. You would.
Yeah, I want to make it somewhere where it's nice and warm. So, a place where I ain't got to worry about shoveling and it's snow. I don't want to see any more white dust. Those days, I want it to be over.
I want snow for real. I want us to get snow like y'all get it.
Oh, my goodness. I think after you go ahead and shovel all your life, you get tired of it. But I can tell you, it's very nice to have the snow, especially during December. Stuff. Oh, yeah. Definitely a good white Christmas. But besides all that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get rocking. I see a whole bunch of folks coming on in here, hitting that like button. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen,
everywhere I can.
Make sure you share. You see how crazy these fools are. Go ahead, brother.
Please like and share. If you have a Facebook page, please like and share, especially the Rumble link. If you want to really make Facebook mad and YouTube mad, share that Rumble link. That lets them know you're putting Rumble first.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. In next week, I'm going to be putting most of all my videos on Rumble. So, the move is here. The way YouTube is acting, the way Facebook is acting, they're not for free speech at all. They're watching me and Jamal like hawks. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
They don't like us. They don't like you, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sick and tired of putting stuff up and having it struck down because somebody got their panties in a bunch. I'm tired of that nonsense. So tired. And I see that Rumble doesn't do that at all. They are actually very, very, very good folks over there. Platform is looking real nice. It moves real nice. They're really good for, really supporting content creators. So that's where the move is. So I want to let everybody know that. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get rocking. Let's get ready to fly. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys do share. All right? We need your help. We need your help. First one up. We are going to talk about the trans movement here in America. It's absolutely crazy. Right? With everybody and their mama's mama has been speaking about the trans folks. And let me tell you something, and ain't good. Everybody that I speak to about these trans folks, ladies and gentlemen, they're not saying anything good about those folks. Right? I never hear people say, oh, those trans people are so nice. They're so giving. Right? It's nothing like that. It's actually the opposite. These trans folks are bull ass, right? They're bully. They're crazy. They're mean and they're rude. Everybody in their mama says this. I want to go ahead here and show you guys a viral clip, and it deals with a comedian by the name of Charleston White. Some of you guys may know him. He's an up-and-coming comedian. And he speaks about real issues in the black community. And he speaks from a real perspective. He doesn't cater to, the blackness. He caters to the truth. And that
Amen.
makes him, a target. In his latest clip here, Charleston White speaks about the transgender movement. He says that transgender folks, they're bullies. And he says that Obama is the one that gave those folks a lot of special rights and also has pushed them out. I want to go ahead and run this clip. When it comes back, I want to get you guys a take on it. I want to know what you guys think about it. Are you guys for this trans movement? Or do you have reservations like a lot of folks do out there who say that, the trans movement is a bunch of bull-ass? Here we go. Make sure you share. Don't treat me like a side chick. Don't treat me like your baby daddy. Right? Yeah, I know some of y'all got the broke baby daddies out there. Right? Yeah, I know it. Don't treat me like him. Here we go.
So we don't need reparations. We need laws and legislation strictly geared toward black people, just like the Asians got. We don't need no reparations. We need laws and legislation that will offer us the same equal rights and protection under the law that the Asians get.
That's what Obama was supposed to do, right?
Obama was a mulatto kid that loved his white side more than his black side, and he was raised not to like America because he can't fit in nowhere. So Obama did exactly what he was supposed to do, strengthen the homosexual population in America and place them in a place of a political position where they now can rule America. They're not trying to collaborate, and gays are not trying to peacefully work with other Americans. Gays are the new bullies.
Jermain hit the
These are
wrong
like the new
button.
gang members who show up and say, hey, we Crips. When we come back tomorrow, if y'all ain't Crips, y'all can't play at this park. That's what the are becoming like. The kids are not
Has cut
compassionate to
off.
people
You
who don't want to be.
You cut Rumble off.
They're gonna force it on us.
Yeah.
They're gonna force it on the world, and so they are appearing to be the new evil. People are. They mean and they hateful and they unforgiving like a motherfucker. They some of the most unforgiving mother people in the world. If you offend them, you ain't even got to touch them. You just got to offend them, mother. And they mean in a mother. They're very mean. If you offend them, as if their way is the only way.
Yeah.
As if their way is right for everybody. As if we can't say, no, we don't like that. I don't want to be. You can't even say no. A motherfucker got fined for saying no. I don't want my boy to be a. Is something wrong with that? You want my son to get his ass pushed in? That hurt, don't it? It hurt sometime when a big turd come out. Imagine a big going in. Boy, sometimes they got to raise up that motherfucker turd beneath that guy. That motherfucker trying to get up out there. Boy, that motherfucker hurt. Boy, imagine that motherfucker swole going in there. So we don't want our boy. And no, man, no, I'm sick of people. They need their own motherfucking world and let us no. They need to divide America. They get the cold part of America, we get the hot part. Yeah. Yeah, no, they need to divide America. Send they motherfuckers up there north.
And let me stop it right there. For the Rumble folks, I went and started the stream again. It's on right now. So just for folks who are out there who are wondering about the Rumble stream, I don't know that I got some new software. So yeah. Listen, I'm black too. Yeah, I'm black. And yeah, I'm about to use every excuse in the book. Look, I'm black. It's hot outside. Listen, there's no more snow. Most of the snow gone. And I don't know. Something did something. But all I know is Rumble's on right now. So Jamal, my goodness gracious, this brother said a lot. He certainly did. First thing he says, straight out the gate, he's saying that black folks don't need no reparations. Black folks need specific laws geared towards them. This is what he's saying. He's saying specific laws geared towards black folks to control them, to contain them. And then he goes on to say the trans folks are a bunch of bullies. He's saying they're like gang members. What do you think about the stuff he's saying here? Controversial?
Well, here's the thing. No, it's not controversial. It's true. People know that the black community won. We have been slowly, for some reason, regressing after we allegedly got civil rights. Our families torn apart. Communities torn apart. The Klan and all this white racism that was supposed to have been stopping us is no longer affecting us. We're doing this to ourselves. People complain about white flight. Well, what was white flight? White folks said you can have it and left. We couldn't manage it. We couldn't do it. The same tax money and stuff was coming in, but we couldn't do it because we was too busy focused on trying to avenge the past instead of moving on from the past. Now, many black activists have said Barack Obama did more for the gay community than he did the black community. All the things that black folk was questioning, he didn't push judges. He could have been pushed a black woman judge. He could have did all this stuff, but he didn't because he didn't want to. So there were people that was criticizing Obama back then, but it didn't get any traction. They was hidden. He came out swinging. And everybody knows people always say, the LBGT community, they better watch it. They better not step on black folk toes. They step on black folk toes, kick black folk toes, run them over, Because they are the new minority.
The
The LBGTIGOEC community, the groomer community, which is what they are, because they allow trans in, and trans are groomers. What man has? Why would you cancel? Because Florida, they canceled the gay parade because they cannot dance in front of children.
Yep.
Or get arrested. So why would you have a problem not dancing lewd in front of children unless that's your goal?
I can tell you, Jamal, this trans movement is out of control. These folks are like bullets. They're not like bullets, they are bullets. Let me go ahead and correct that. They are bullets. If you don't agree with what they say, they attack you. That's what's going on. If you guys don't agree with what they say, they attack you. They really don't care about what the truth is. They just care about their feelings and the way they see the world. And what's so crazy is that the liberal left, they don't want to be honest about the trans folks either. They would rather go along with the craziness than to tell the truth. And I want folks to understand that's how crazy the world is right now. It is that crazy. Now, Obama, he did a lot for the LGBTQIAP community. They keep adding more and more acronyms and letters to it. He did a whole lot. And
yep,
I believe he did a whole lot because Obama himself, I believe he is a part of that community. I also believe that Michelle Obama, and I don't care who get mad at me, Michelle Obama, there's something wrong with Michelle Obama. I believe Michelle Obama is a trans.
She's
Joan Rivers pointed that out, and she was very honest about it. She said, "Oh, everybody in D.C. knows that Michelle Obama is a trans. Everybody in their mama's mama knew that Michelle Obama was a man." When you go on, and ladies and gentlemen, just use common sense here. Common sense is lost amongst the masses, but just use common sense here. If you go and type in Michelle Obama and then you go ahead is a man, you'll find plenty of videos where you see Michelle Obama's junk moving. That schlong down there is jumping up and down. Yeah, you see how Jamal's laughing. Let me go ahead and show them. Jamal, you can laugh all you want. Type in Michelle Obama's a man in Google. You will see that schlong jumping up and down like a pogo stick. And I don't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. If you go ahead and do that with any other first lady, you can't find nothing. Use common sense, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to, go ahead and put Melania Trump as a man. You won't find nothing. But if you go ahead and put Michelle Obama as a man, you'll see the junk flying. That should let everybody in their mama's mama, it should let you know that there's something wrong with Michelle Obama. There's something wrong with that family. Even when they speak about the children, they can't even find tiny baby pictures with them. You can't even see Michelle Obama in the gosh darn labor ward. How come we can't find any pictures of Michelle Obama popping out them children? Yeah, everybody. I'm telling you, you can find it with Melania. You can find it with every one of them. But why not this black heifer? That's another one, right? So all I'm saying, I'm pointing out the obvious, because apparently in this world you're not supposed to do that. But I'm pointing out the obvious. Michelle Obama's a man. I believe Barack Obama, he's part of that community. And he that's the main reason why he was for all the rights and working very hard for that community. Last words on this here, sir.
You know what? This community, and something you said, Jermain, and it's something you said, they will attack you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just with words. They will physically attack you. They will physically destroy your property. They will physically verbal harass you. So this is a community that gets to use violence as its primary way of communication to those they oppose and oppose them. So you were right. They are out of control. And a lot of this, the black community went along with. Absolutely. By voting for the people who put them in power.
Absolutely. They went along with it. And shame on them. And the black folks, a lot of them are so into the Obamas that they don't even want to look at what the truth is. The truth is right in front of their eyes. That I'm telling you, it's right there. You go ahead and say Michelle Obama a man around black folks and see how far you get. You're going to be ducking for cover, let me tell you.
Shoot, some of them say yeah.
Oh, Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to somebody who took our challenge here, $10 challenge. Shout out to our good friend, Robert Marvin. Shout out to Robert Marvin. Donated, took our $10 challenge on PayPal. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Let me go ahead and... Sorry about that. Oh, Lord. Shout out to you. Next one up. Oh, yeah, we still on the trans kick here, ladies and gentlemen. 0 Democrats voted to save the women's sports bill that was put out by the GOP. House GOP put out a bill to amend Title IX. It's called Save Women's Sports Bill. Let me tell you something. It passed, but 0 Democrats voted for it. I want to go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to get you guys' take on this. Here we go.
I think there were some extra drums off the top of our show there. I liked it. Oh, this is outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner, here with my co-hosts Emily Campagno and Kaylee McEnany. Joining us today, Fox News contributor Leslie Marshall is here, and Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo. It's going to be rockin' hour. Okay, let's start with this. The House just passed a controversial new bill on a party line vote which could fundamentally reshape the way public institutions deal with transgender athletes in sports. The Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act aims to amend Title IX's definition of gender, making the criteria based solely on a person's biological sex at the time of birth. That new definition would effectively bar transgender women from competing in women's sports, in particular in public schools and universities across America. And while the bill's passage marks a big win for Republicans and female athletes, the White House says it will be dead on arrival. If it hits the president's desk, he'll veto it. Here's a quote. At a time when transgender youth already face a nationwide mental health crisis, and national law that further stigmatizes these children is completely unnecessary, hurts families and students, and would only put students at greater risk. The president actually were presented with H.R. 734. He would veto it, as I mentioned. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy speaking on the bill's passage on the Capitol Hill steps just a moment ago.
But there's a reason why Title IX was created. There's a reason why there's men and women's sports. There's a reason why there's a professional basketball for men and women. It's about fairness. And if there's one final fiber of America, it's about giving people an opportunity.
And again, that was moments ago. And we just had on in focus former NCAA swimming superstar Riley Gaines, recalling her time swimming against transgender competitor Leah Thomas. Watch this.
So that first day of competition was the 500 freestyle. This was not an event that I did, so I sat on the side of the pool and watched as Leah Thomas won, beating out Olympians, beating out American record holders, the most impressive female swimmers this country has ever seen by body lengths. This one swimmer beat every other swimmer in the country by seconds.
Kaylee, in 2018-2019, born William Thomas, Leah Catherine had a season in which Leah Thomas competed on the men's team.
Yep.
That's where Leah Thomas was. Ranked 554th in the 200 freestyle, 65th in that 500 freestyle. So not competitive in the men's races at all.
And let me go ahead and stop it right here. Let me go ahead and stop it right here. So the House passes Protecting Women in Sports bill. The Biden administration, ladies and gentlemen, say that if the bill reaches the president's desk, quote unquote, the president, you guys know what I'm talking about. Don't get on me with that. Reaches, quote unquote, Biden's desk. That's better. He will veto it. It'll be dead on arrival. Now, also, the Democrats say that trans folks have been under attack in this country. And this bill adds to the attacks. My goodness gracious. Jamal, what do you think about that?
It's a load of garbage, and the Biden administration has their supporters and have their donors, and they're doing what their donors want. They're no longer those who support the GBTLQ community can say, this isn't happening. These people aren't trying to converse your children. These people aren't trying to push an agenda. But Joe Biden, right now, the Democrat Party is pushing this agenda. They want to force this on people. We need that law to protect our girls, because the young girl who was playing volleyball and had the volleyball spiked into her head and suffered a concussion, she's still having problems from that boy jumping up and spiking it. It is dangerous. It is proven dangerous. Phelan Fox, that guy, broke that woman's eye socket. It'll stop when men start beating these people hind part for boxing and playing with their little girls. Where the fathers at? You know, Leah Thomas beat, but where was the father coming out and they're trying to fight, saying, you shouldn't be swimming against my daughter, crushing his daughter's heart.
It's time for parents to really step up. This nonsense won't end until parents stand up, and mostly women stand up. Women have to stand up for what is right. And if women, most of them are hoodwinked by this nonsense, and they accept it, Jamal, what can we do? What can we do if, let's say, 60% of women accept it? And it seems like a lot of women accept this. What can we do? Just honestly, what can we do? Women accept, guys coming into their, to their sports and things of this nature, and they're too scared to say anything about it.
It's up to men to take up for their daughters and take up for their wives. It's up to the men to do something. It is up to the men to hold the line and say, you know what? We're not going to have you push this agenda and hurt our daughters and children. When men stand up and refuse to bulge, that's when it changes.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Yeah, absolutely correct. It really takes men to really stand up, especially when you look at even abortion. You don't have the women standing up for it. It's mostly the men standing up and saying, hey, this is wrong. Men saving the children. So it takes what we call real men. Real men to stand up and say, hey, this is wrong. And good folks here in America, no matter what gender you are standing up and saying what it is. Because without the good folks, without women out there standing up for this is a done deal. This issue here. Because this issue mostly affects women. There's no men's sports bill out there. But there's a women's sports bill out there. And it's because this issue affects women the most.
Yes.
So I don't know, Jamal. I don't know what it's going to take for most women to understand that, hey, this is not a good deal. And I think a lot of it is because of the way, the Democrats have framed it. The feminists, where are the feminists at on this, Jamal? I thought feminists are for women.
That's the ones who are too silent. The people who believe in women's rights, women getting a fair opportunity, are letting men play women and take women's records. I just want them to realize this. Women who fight and do their careers on defending and standing up for women's rights, the sisterhood, silent when men say their women live like a stereotypical comical view of a woman and get more advertisement, more people throwing money at them so you will come and advertise with them. That's bad.
It is. A fake woman gets more trophies and accolades than a real woman. A fake woman, a trans woman, can tell you what it means to be a quote-unquote woman more than what a quote-unquote real woman can say. Yeah. This is what they're trying to put out, and I think that this is nonsense. And it's only going to take women and good folks of the world to, really combat this. But women have to step up. They have to. They have to. Moving forward, last but not least, well, we got two more clips here that I want to run here. Make sure you guys share and hit that like button. Transgender Montana lawmaker reacts to calls of censorship. I want you guys to take a look at this. Here we go.
Today, crowds gathered at the Minnesota State Capitol after the Minnesota State Senate passed one of three bills to support health care for transgender individuals. But this is not the norm in state legislatures across the country. At least 417 anti-LGBTQ bills have been introduced so far this year. It's a new record. many of them directly targeting the nearly 2 million transgender people in the U.S., at a time when 1 in 4 trans adults say they've been physically attacked, according to a Washington Post survey. In the last few weeks, Idaho's governor signed a bill restricting transgender students from using school bathrooms that align with their gender identities. Kentucky lawmakers overrode the governor's veto and passed a sweeping bill that would ban transition-related health care for trans children. Tennessee faces a lawsuit to block its transgender health care ban. And in Montana, the Republican-led legislature passed amendments to enact barring children from receiving access to health care such as puberty blockers. Before that bill passed the Montana House, however, the state's first openly transgender legislator, Zoe Zephyr, criticized it and the legislators voting for it on the House floor.
If you are forcing a trans child to go through puberty when they are trans, that is tantamount to torture. And this body should be ashamed. Only thing I will say is if you vote yes on this bill and yes on these amendments, I hope the next time there's an invocation, when you bow your heads in prayer, you see the blood on your hands.
Now the Montana Freedom Caucus is calling for Zephyr's censure, claiming she tried to shame the legislative body and used inappropriate language. All the while they referred to the representative by the wrong pronoun. Plus, the Republican House Speaker has refused to recognize Zephyr on the House floor since Tuesday. The Montana Democratic State lawmaker Zoe Zephyr joins us now. Your understanding is that rather than a formal censure, the Republican Speaker of the House is just going to continue to refuse to acknowledge you on the House floor for the rest of the session, so you won't be able to participate in debate on any legislation? Is that right? And how do you plan to work around it?
Speaker Aguirre has stated that he's not going to recognize me on any legislation, regardless of topic. And what I will say is I was elected on behalf of my constituents to come here and debate bills and have the hard discussions. And I will punch in on every bill that my community would want me to speak on. And what the speaker does with that is up to him.
So let's talk about what you said, because I think the Montana Freedom Caucus is correct that you tried to shame the legislative body. I'm not judging whether that was right or wrong, but you definitely were. Why do you think it is tantamount to torture? Why do you think that lawmakers who vote against allowing trans kids or kids who identify as a different gender than the one they were assigned at birth, having puberty blockers, for example, why would that cause there to be blood on their hands?
So I know as a trans person, the joy and how we come alive when we are allowed to transition. And I know the pain that comes with not being able to transition.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand what this confused person is speaking about is what we call emotions. That's all they're talking about. They have no logical argument, right? No logical argument. None that is in reality. They only have emotion. The emotion of just transitioning and I can be happy. That is the craziness. Going forward.
Also, in terms of blood on their hands, I have lost several trans friends to suicide this year. I have had trans family members tell me, or trans Montanans and their parents tell me about suicide attempts in their family, including one trans teenager who attempted to take her life while watching a hearing on one of these anti-trans bills. That's the impact that this legislation has, and that's why I rose to defend my community and hold the Republicans accountable for their actions.
So, obviously, a lot of opposition to the transgender community is rooted in ignorance and bigotry.
Stop it right there. Jamal. Jake Tapper said a lot of opposition to the trans movement is rooted in bigotry. I just needed to stop it right there, ladies and gentlemen. The opposition we have towards this BS of a movement has to deal with facts. that are rooted in gosh darn
Biology.
reality.
Science.
Science. Logic. Hold on. Logic.
Common sense.
Common sense. And these people are pushing nothing but emotion. Holy smokes. I'm going to let it play for another minute. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the argument America's having with these type of folks. And by golly, they're winning the argument.
Yes, they are.
Many people capitulate. Let me go. One more minute.
Who says, look, there just isn't enough research on trans kids getting these procedures done, whether it's puberty blockers or, you know, a more severe step, such as a sex reassignment surgery. And sometimes it happens every now and then that somebody regrets it, and we want to make sure that that doesn't happen. What would your message be to that person?
I would say first and foremost, we acknowledge when it comes to other procedures, any other type of medical care, we go with the recommendations of the major medical associations. And every major medical association says that gender-affirming care
any
is
doctor
it's
who
life-saving for trans people.
participates in these procedures needs to be disbarred and
regret,
thrown
maybe
in
a
jail.
Transitioner down the line. You look at something like knee surgeries that have a huge 5% regret rate.
Bow, and let me go ahead and stop it right here. And this is where the nonsense stops. Jamal, my goodness gracious brother, you cannot get around the stupidity of the argument.
Yep.
This person is trying to equate chopping off your balls and chopping off your breasts and your wahoo down there to knee surgery. This is the type of nonsense. Minnesota is so ridiculous. In this state of Minnesota, they have voted to affirm and also give quote unquote trans children care. So this right now they've made this a trans haven where if let's say your daughter wake up one day, Jamal, she say, "Hey, I feel like Michael. I feel like I want to be a Michael." And if you don't go along with what I say, Daddy, I'm running to Minnesota, and Minnesota will hide me and do the surgery for me. This is how crazy it is, ladies and gentlemen. Jamal, what do you think about what this person is saying? What do you think here, sir?
Shane 316 on Rumble, shout out Run the Rebels, said this: if they got an apple, then they got a banana. Let me say that one more time. If they got an apple, they got a banana. These people are sick. You have to make fun of them. You have to let people know how ridiculous these people really are. You know, we can see you. It's like you're trying to be, we can see you. You're a man. We can see you. You're a woman. As long as if these people continue to go about unchallenged, they're going to get worse. Remember that. If you don't stop violence, if you don't stop evil, if you don't stand your foot, put your foot on the ground and say, I won't budge, I don't support evil, then we can back them down. But we're going to have to stand strong.
You just can't make this up. You just can't. Ladies and gentlemen, you just can't. These folks are confused and they believe that, hey, we can win this just through this type of logic. This is how far America has fallen. It's fallen to the point where this type of logic can win an argument. They don't have to bring any logic at all. They could just, run this stupid emotional game. And then, people must go along with it. We are in big trouble. We are.
Big trouble.
Big trouble. And last but not least in this trans section here, Nikki Haley. Oh yeah, Nikki Haley is in the news once more. Nikki Haley just endorsed some groomers. Yeah, the Disney groomers. You guys know what I'm talking about? Disney put out they were caught in some sort of Zoom meeting where the executives were speaking about pushing the trans agenda. Now, Jamal, brother, do you have that clip? You know what clip I'm talking about?
Yep, I'm about to play it now.
Okay, go ahead. This is the clip here, ladies and gentlemen. We can't hear it, but you guys can see the words that are on the screen there. And they were caught on a little Zoom call. I believe they had some sort of meeting. And these folks, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about pushing the trans agenda. See, it's not at all the gay secret. So they're pushing the gay agenda, the trans agenda. They're pushing things that aren't good for our children. That's what's going on. They're pushing things that aren't good for our children. Now, Nikki Haley, where she fits into this here, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. Nikki Haley heard that Ron DeSantis is having some problems with Disney. And instead of Nikki Haley to play her position well, she decides to jump up and down for Satan, saying that, hey, Disney, if Ron DeSantis isn't treating you well, you can come here to South Carolina and we'll take care of you. We'll service you well. I want you guys to take a look at this clip. When it come back, we shall speak about it. Take a look.
Haley, I want to ask you about what could be another Republican candidate in the field, and that is Ron DeSantis. We just learned a few moments ago that Disney is now suing the Florida governor for alleging political effort to hurt their business. We've all been watching this back and forth for quite some time. This is obviously dramatically escalating the feud between Disney and Ron DeSantis. They're alleging that the Republican governor has waged a, quote, relentless campaign to weaponize government power over the company. What is your reaction to that, as we still have yet to see him jump officially into the race?
You know, as governor, I took a double-digit unemployment state and I turned it into an economic powerhouse. Businesses were my partners, because if you take care of your businesses, you take care of your economy takes care of the people, and everyone wins. And so that's the way we dealt with it. South Carolina was a very anti-woke state. It still is. And if Disney would like to move their hundreds of thousands of jobs to South Carolina and bring the billions of dollars with them, I'll let them know. I'll be happy to meet them in South Carolina and introduce them to the governor and the legislature that would welcome it.
Bow. So Jamal, what's wrong with Nikki Haley? Anything that Nikki Haley had coming her way?
Well,
I think she lost it with that move that she's talking. What do you think?
Well, people forgot Nikki Haley blamed the Confederate flag for what Dylan Roof did to the church in Ebenezer.
I remember.
She sat there and said the rebel flag, the battle flag of Virginia, was the reason Dylan Roof did it. Not that
Ridiculous.
he was evil, not that it was a Democrat voting registration, but all because he was evil. But Nikki Haley has sealed her coffin. The Republican base does not support transgenderism, homosexuality, things like that. And we're not budging. Yes, some of us are dying out, but we're not budging. We're keeping that line. So she wants to try to influence, and people are saying no. And they need to remain and stand strong and keep saying no.
How crazy is that? You know, I thought she was a conservative. I thought she was a person who was fighting for good. And come to find out, you know, she's a dirty Republican. You know, she doesn't want to fight for good. She's an opportunist. Saying that, hey, well, Disney, you can come to South Carolina. We'll service you very well. We get on our knees very fast with the, you know, with the Vaseline. You know, the Vaseline is something we use. This is what she's saying. I believe she lost a lot of points with that. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of folks who will recommend her for anything. Doing something like this. Disney is not a very good company at all. It's part of the Luciferian fan club, where they go ahead and promote all the stuff that is nasty, all the stuff that is detrimental to people and children. They don't care. And if Nikki Haley was for the truth, if her eyes were open, she would understand that, hey, you know, Disney's not a very good company. What's going on with Disney is something that they've created based upon their business practices. But she will not do something like that. She wants to be able to make money and make her state some bread by, you know, making a move like this. I think it's absolutely wrong and horrible. Absolutely wrong and horrible. But, you know, that's what it is. And when it comes to Republicans and conservatives, you will see more conservatives doing the right thing than your average Republican. That's why, you know, when you call some people Republicans, they get very offended. Hey, I'm a conservative. Don't lump me up with that crowd.
Yep, many of them.
Many of them, and this is the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, because of folks like Nikki Haley. Folks like Nikki Haley.
Yeah, some do.
Let's go ahead and move forward here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and speak about some departures that have a lot of people upset and have a lot of people happy. Let's start with the happy. I want to speak to you guys about Don Lemon. He's gone. Don Lemon's out of here. He is, ladies and gentlemen. He went to Twitter. He went and said that CNN let him go. I want you guys to take a look at this. Here we go.
CNN has fired longtime host Don Lemon, the news anchor said in a post on Twitter on Monday, adding that he was stunned by the network's decision to let him go. Lemon had been with CNN for 17 years, most recently as a co-host of the network's This Morning program. He faced a backlash earlier this year for comments he made about Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley not being, quote, in her prime. Lemon made the sexist remark during a live discussion about Haley's proposal that people over the age of 75 who wish to serve in the White House should prove mental competence. He said that a woman's prime is in her 20s, 30s, or maybe her 40s. He later apologized. Tim Grueling, a communications professor at the University of California, says the incident appears to be a trigger for Lemon's dismissal.
This Nikki Haley thing, I think, really alienated him with the core CNN audience, where he implied that just because she was older, she was over the hill. I mean, that's cable news viewers are a little bit over the hill, the same demographic. So I think that's, you don't typically do well insulting the management of your company and your most large demographic of viewers.
In a statement of its own, CNN said the network and Lemon had parted ways without giving a reason. It added that Lemon was offered a chance to meet with the network's management, but that he instead released a statement on his personal Twitter account.
Wow, Don Lemon. Let me tell ya, he is gone, ladies and gentlemen. He is gone. What do you guys think about that? I think good riddance. Let him be gone. What do you think about it? Why do you think they let him go?
Like a bridge over troubled waters, Don Lemon unemployment will be there. Like a bridge over, you got fired. It's a great thing that this happened. It's good. But you know what, Jermain, I'm going to say this. He should be able to go on CNN if they want him, and people should say no and turn. But they play CNN through the airports. You have to watch CNN on the airport. Yep, television. Don Lemon has been lying to people for years. He's been lying, and the people knew that. Who says you have to be peaceful when you protest? That's the Constitution that you're regurgitating. So Don Lemon being out should help CNN get a lot of its credibility back.
I think so too. Don Lemon being out, in a sense, it helps, CNN get a lot more folks to watch them. I think a lot of folks who watch cable news, they don't like Don Lemon at all. They don't. A lot of liberals don't like Don Lemon, especially right after he made that Nikki Haley comment. He really put a target on his back. But, Don Lemon, in a sense, he didn't really bring nothing to the table except for his dumb remarks. If you go ahead and listen to the stuff he was saying during COVID, I mean, he was saying that people who didn't get the shot are stupid. Like all sorts of dumb stuff that he was saying on air. And CNN didn't go and censor him and, put him in timeout or nothing. But the Nikki Haley comment, apparently, you just can't make any disparaging remarks against any woman. None. But you could do it against men. But women, especially on CNN. So I think that, his remarks, his poor numbers, his show was doing very poorly. And just the new generation, they just don't like him at all. At all. And I think that's the hill that he was fighting against. But there's another man here that, his departure has really left people wondering. Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson leaves Fox News as well. Same with Dan Bongino. I want to show you guys this. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share.
All right, we have some breaking news at this hour. Longtime Fox News host Tucker Carlson, we have now learned, is going to be leaving the Fox News network. Fox News has released a statement making this official at this hour. Fox News, and this is a quote, media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. The company goes on to say, we thank him for his service to the network as a host and also prior to that as a Fox News contributor. Mr. Carlson's last program was on Friday, April 21st, so this past Friday. Fox News Tonight, they say, will be airing live at 8 Eastern starting tonight, this Monday, as an interim show that will be helmed by rotating Fox News personalities until a new host is named. So again, breaking news, longtime Fox News television host Tucker Carlson is now leaving the network, that being made official by a Fox statement. Why is Tucker Carlson leaving? Where he will go next? Those are all questions that many will be asking at this hour. All of this comes on the heels of the major lawsuit between Fox News and Dominion that essentially went away last week with a settlement between the two companies. Fox facing another lawsuit ahead. Tucker Carlson was likely going to be one of the people asked to testify in that lawsuit. That, of course, did not happen. So major breaking news for Fox in the media industry. He is one of the biggest personalities here nationally. We're working to get some more reaction to this. Obviously, on social media, a lot of people are going to be talking about this throughout the day. I've got Colby Hall joining us, a co-founder for Media.
Wow, and I'm going to stop it right here. So Tucker Carlson, ladies and gentlemen, leaving Fox News now. Tucker Carlson today put out a farewell, and I want you guys to take a look at this. Make sure you guys share.
Good evening, it's Tucker Carlson. One of the first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how many genuinely nice people there are in this country. Kind and decent people, people who really care about what's true, and a bunch of hilarious people also, a lot of those. It's got to be the majority of the population, even now. So that's heartening. The other thing you notice when you take a little time off is how unbelievably stupid most of the debates you see on television are. They're completely irrelevant. They mean nothing. In 5 years, we won't even remember that we had them. Trust me, as someone who's participated. And yet at the same time, and this is the amazing thing, the undeniably big topics, the ones that will define our future, get virtually no discussion at all. War, civil liberties, emerging science, demographic change, corporate power, natural resources. When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues? It's been a long time. Debates like that are not permitted in American media. Both political parties and their donors have reached consensus on what benefits them, and they actively collude to shut down any conversation about it. Suddenly, the United States looks very much like a one-party state. That's a depressing realization, but it's not permanent. Our current orthodoxies won't last. They're brain dead. Nobody actually believes them. Hardly anyone's life is improved by them. This moment is too inherently ridiculous to continue, and so it won't. The people in charge know this. That's why they're hysterical and aggressive. They're afraid. They've given up persuasion. They're resorting to force. But it won't work. When honest people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful. At the same time, the liars who've been trying to silence them shrink, and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe. True things prevail. Where can you still find Americans saying true things? There aren't many places left, but there are some, and that's enough. As long as you can hear the words, there is hope. See you soon.
Bow. Shout out to Tucker Carlson. So Tucker Carlson, ladies and gentlemen, is speaking about the truth here. Saying that the truth is contagious, is very powerful. The more you say the truth, the more power that you have. Right? The truth is very, very contagious, and he's absolutely correct.
Yep.
Why do you think Tucker Carlson and Fox News parted ways? Now, Mr. Jamal, there's a lot of ideas around this. Some people are saying because of the Dominion lawsuit, Dominion, has won their lawsuit, and there's some more lawsuits coming for Fox News. Some people are saying because BlackRock is in talks of buying Fox News, and having Tucker Carlson on Fox News is not very appealing to BlackRock. And there's a lot of people saying, gosh darn it, everything that Tucker's doing is making it hard for Fox News to keep him. But what do you think here, sir?
Here's the thing. Tucker Carlson has really been at odds with Fox News for a while. When Russia launched the attack to free the Donbass region, and originally Russia was like, you know what, we just gonna go into Kiev, take it. But when they grind it down, people start lying about Ukraine. The ghost of Kiev.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty queen goes to war. Airsoft gun. Well, Tucker Carlson was also speaking out against the war. He started bringing facts about what was going on the ground in Ukraine. They're not winning. Bringing on all these analysts who was like, no, Ukraine isn't winning. They're doing these type of atrocities. Tucker pushed back. Tucker Carlson gave a voice. When Sean Hannity was like, yes, January 6th did not look good. January the 6th was a horrible day for America. But if we're going to talk about protests that turned bad, let's talk about the George Floyd, Tucker Carlson said January 6th was not bad. And yes, what the George Floyd riots was worse. They had to get rid of Tucker Carlson because he was pushing against their agenda. Now, BlackRock, they buy up homes and people who can't afford it, then sell them.
Yep.
So, Don Lemon was a fighter. Tucker Carlson was a fighter and told the truth. Tucker Carlson put the power back in regular people's hands so we can complain. To me, Tucker Carlson was the Rush Limbaugh. And if he really wants to get powerful and shut everybody down, let him go to the EIB because the Clay and Mathis crap ain't working. Let him go to the EIB, host the show 12 to 3 like Rush Limbaugh. And every time you turned around when Rush Limbaugh said something, people listen, and
Absolutely.
That's what Tucker need to do.
Go to EIB, get rid of that other guy that's there. Get rid of him. There's some other guy, Buck Sexton, and all. Get rid of
all
this guy.
Them got
get
to go.
rid of them. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, there's some conservative hosts that are gosh darn crappy. That they're lame-os. I just can't get around it. You listen to them, they sound like a nerd who shouldn't have a show. I mean, my goodness gracious, and they're only on there because ain't enough hosts to take over. My goodness gracious. Sean Hannity. Ain't enough folks who like Sean to watch Fox News. Sean Hannity speaking about his gosh darn karate or taekwondo for half the time. Him talking about sweet baby Jane and all sorts of dumb stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean a lame too. Yeah, get mad at me all you want. You know it. You know it. Absolutely. So, Fox News is dead. It's absolutely dead. It's been dead for a long time. And Fox will turn into something like CNN. You watch. That Fox was there so that they can push the narrative for conservatives. That's it. That is it. And they did a poor job of doing it. They did. They did a poor job of doing it. And Fox News is losing out to hosts like me and Jamal. And it's because they don't tell the truth on there.
Nope, they push an agenda.
They pushing an agenda. And folks are starting to see it, and they just can't get the conservatives back anymore. And when we heard Sean Hannity saying that we need a nuke Putin, when he said that, I said he's gone too. The Luciferians got to him too. talking crazily. So that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is. We are dealing with some crazy folks right now, and the media, corporate media, has been bought and paid for. Bought and paid for. That should let you know with all these oustings, right? Like Dan Bongino and Tucker Carlson. And if Sean Hannity wanted to keep his conservative cred, right? His conservative credibility, he would say, you know what, I'm out of here too. That's what he would have did to keep his conservative credibility. But for him to stay, let you know everything, ladies and gentlemen, should let you know he need that money so that he can keep building his dojo for his karate classes. He need it. He does. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Fox News is in a whole heap of trouble as well. Take a look at this. Fox News settles the Dominion case, but bigger lawsuits loom. Here we go.
Fox News just settled one mammoth defamation lawsuit, but an even bigger and potentially more damaging case looms. The conservative news network, which shelled out nearly $788 million to Dominion voting systems for allegedly airing false claims that Dominion helped rig the 2020 U.S. presidential election, now faces a $2.7 billion lawsuit from another voting technology company, Smartmatic USA, which also claims Fox knowingly spread false information that its equipment was used to flip votes in favor of now President Joe Biden. Smartmatic is seeking billions in damages from Fox and 5 individuals, including on-air hosts and one-time lawyers for former President Donald Trump. It's unclear whether Fox will similarly settle with Smartmatic, but some experts not involved in the case say the Dominion deal, which is the largest ever defamation settlement publicly announced by an American media company, could grease the skids for an even bigger Fox payout for Smartmatic. Carrie Coloniza is a law professor at the University of Pennsylvania.
In some ways.
Bow, and I'm going to stop it right here. So you guys see it, right? Fox News, they're out $780 something million, close to $1 billion. Smartmatic is up for $2.75 billion. And let me tell you something, they gonna get it. They gonna get something. Oh yeah, this Dominion lawsuit that went down and they settled. Oh yeah, that leads the way for Smartmatic to collect some chips too. So Fox News is done. Rupert Murdoch, the Murdochs are selling Fox News. Oh yeah, with all they sell it. The Luciferians like, you gonna have to sell that puppy. Bring that puppy over here. What do you think about this, Jamal?
You know what? People have been speculating Fox News was going to sell to the highest bidder. That I don't know. I do know there's some people investing. I do know Paul Ryan's part of the current day executive. Okay, I know that. Fox News took a major hit, but they did rebound.
Mm-hmm.
The way to hurt Fox is for their older generation people start turning away from them. Go to Newsmax, One America News Network, and logging on to individual podcasts and stuff to deal with the news. This whole thing, when it came, it's just ridiculous. It's Tucker should have never been let go.
Yep.
He was that voice that was out there fighting and pushing back against the narrative. Now, let me tell you what they're saying right now. Right on cue now. There are now female snipers for Ukraine who are drop dead gorgeous.
Oh, Lord.
We're snipers and the Russian men can't resist. Okay, y'all said this crap about the beauty queen. You said this crap about the ghost of Kiev, and you got caught lying. So what do? They go back out and start lying about these false heroes.
Mm, mm, mm. Yup. My goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this is a new era that we're in. Fox News gone. Is absolutely gone. They might as well be CNN. CNN too. CNN too. Let's go ahead and move forward. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak to you about Donald J. Trump. Yeah, the man that the Luciferians hate with all their heart. They hate him. They absolutely hate him. Let me tell you. Donald Trump accuses Biden crime family of influence peddling, ladies and gentlemen, and also corruption. I want to go ahead and run this. When I come back, I want to speak about it. Make sure you share. Here we go.
It was just revealed that the 51 intelligence officials who claimed Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was Russian disinformation were not only lying, they were coordinated by the Biden campaign itself. This was corruption at the highest level, and it was a hoax perpetrated by Biden, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, and partisan intelligence officials to cover up the truth about the Biden crime family's grotesque influence peddling and corruption. Joe Biden stood in front of the world on the debate stage, you remember that, and lied about the biggest scandal in American history. There has never been a scandal like this one. What Congressman James Comer and Jim Jordan have revealed about the Biden crime family would be Watergate times 10 if this news was revealed just 10 years ago. Our fake news media is corrupt at a level like never seen before. There has never been anything like it. If this kind of information came out in the past, writers would be getting Pulitzer Prizes when Pulitzer Prize meant something. It doesn't mean very much anymore. Yes, our media is totally corrupt.
Bow. Our media is totally corrupt. Jamal, let me tell you something. They didn't lie about this. He didn't lie at all. When the story came out about the Hunter Biden laptop, certain segments of the media were pushing that, hey, you know, this is Russian disinformation. Russian disinformation. Come to find out, everything was orchestrated from the top. What do you think?
Well, here's the thing, Jermaine. The media is the reason Joe Biden's president.
Yeah.
The media covered for him. The media literally covered for him to a point where SNL had to make a joke because of it. Everybody's talking about common sense gun control. We need common sense press control. We need somebody like an ATF type agency that overlooks news media. And when they start seeing them totally for one area, then that's what they do. You lose your credentials going to the White House, place like that. But, you know, it's known. Somebody is warning reporters. Look what happened. Not to jump subject, but it fits what here real quick, Jermaine. Not jump subject. When Elon Musk tagged to PBS, PBS, that this is ran by the police station.
Oh, yeah.
They lost their minds. They literally lost their mind because they needed that person there. They needed that. So President Trump called out the media. People see what the media is about, and the media doesn't care.
Nope.
because there's a half section of the nation that doesn't care what happens unfairly, what is done. They just want the power to enact what they want.
Absolutely. You know, this the Biden crime family, that is a beautiful ring. He'll be using that in the fall. The Biden crime family, because that's exactly what it is. It's a crime family. You know, Donald Trump also said that they're using the criminal justice system for massive election interference. I want to go ahead and run this. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this.
They're using the criminal justice system for massive election interference. That's what they're doing. They see. Do you think they'd be coming after me over no charge? Did you see what it's been said? There's no crime. I got indicted for no crime. They're all saying, even the Democrats, well, we don't see this as a crime. There is no crime. You know, a friend of mine said, you're probably the most honest person to ever be president. They've gone over 11, think of this, over years, they've gone over 11 million pages of documents, and they came up with no crime. Think of it. Friends of mine that are big business people said, if they ever did that to me, we'd go away for life. They'd go away for life. They can't believe it. All these years, remember the tax returns. We won his tax returns. Years and years they fought. We won. When we gave them the tax returns, that was the end of that. You never heard one word. They said he's rich. Good. He's rich. Of course, to them, that's a bad thing. They want to weaponize law enforcement to interfere with our elections through the use of the DOJ, the FBI, attorney generals, and local district attorneys. You saw the scam today with the 51 intelligence officials. You see that? They lied, and they lied during the debate. He lied during the debate. 51 intelligence agencies have said that his computer with all of the pornographic stuff was Russian disinformation, and they knew it wasn't. They lied, and this was just a few days before the election. And that's election interference. That's frankly, that's cheating on election, just like when they stuffed the ballot box. And then you had the FBI 2 months ago. They got caught where they were telling Facebook and Twitter what to do. Remember that? That's also cheating on the elections. They cheat. They cheat.
Wow. That is absolutely very good. Donald Trump is doing a very good job by pointing out these things here, Jamal. Very, very, very good job. The more that he points it out, the more it will stick with the good folks here in America and the folks who are, you know, on the edge. These things are massive election interferences that are done by the deep state, by FBI, CIA, NSA, and also the Biden crime family. What do you think?
Well, we saw in 2020 how they covered up for the laptop. We saw the crime that was going on. We saw Hunter Biden with underage girls. We've seen Hunter Biden leaving guns behind buildings and not securing them. We're seeing Hunter Biden fly around, get bags of cash. Who's going to pay $500,000 for a painting from a crackhead? Let me say that again. Nobody is going to pay $500,000 from a painting from a crackhead that he painted. Okay? Donald Trump recognized it's an unfair criminal justice system. And yes, liberals corrupted it. They slowly start putting their people in. Nah, they didn't just hurry up and run all these people in. Yeah, men can be women and women can be men. Nope. let's talk about diversity. And let's talk about inclusion, hate speech, and all these things. To where now they're in front of the courts where they can control. If you sue, this court judge may say, no, they can't do it. So Donald Trump was right about how crooked these people are.
He's absolutely right. You know, he's been right for the whole time, Jamal.
Yes.
He's been right for the whole time. I want folks to understand that he's been right for the whole time. Everything that we've said about, he said about what was going on. The media said it was a lie, and come to find out, we found out it was the truth. So Donald Trump has an uphill battle against folks who love the lie. And one thing I know that will be working for him will be the truth. And the more that he's able to do it right now, just like he's doing, and telling folks, hey, this is what they're doing. You see, this is what happened, this and that. People can put two and two together. The only thing they have is to call Donald Trump a racist, say he's a bigot, or just name calling. It's the stuff that the trans folks do. They have no argument. All they have is an emotional one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he says stuff that doesn't make me feel good about myself. I hate him. That's their argument. Those are the folks that love Joe Biden and the Democrats.
Yep.
And those are the folks who are ruining America. So I'm glad that, you know, we have at least one champion that is still for the truth. A lot of people are saying Ron DeSantis could be a champion, but I say, gosh darn it, look at who backs Ron DeSantis. There's some people saying Chris Christie. Gosh darn it. We need to get behind Chris Christie. And I said there's too many hamburgers behind Chris Christie. There's some Whopper cheeseburgers there, some Big Macs.
French fries.
Yeah.
McDonald's fries are the best.
Ham hocks. Gosh darn it. Turkeys, all behind him, ladies and gentlemen. But when it comes to Trump, at least Trump is keeping it real. He's keeping it as real as he can be. And that's something that I know that a lot of people hunger for right now. That's why Fox News has lost so many folks. That's why Tucker Carlson and a lot of these other folks are leaving and things of this nature. Truth. Once you're in the truth lane, it's hard to keep going to a job that's a lie.
Yep.
And I think that's why a lot of these hosts are leaving. I mean, you know, at a certain point, getting paid to lie, you start feeling cheesy. You start feeling like, let's be honest, you start feeling like a dirt bag.
Yep.
Right? And after a while, the motivation to get up and to, you know, tell stories starts diminishing, and the money isn't enough. A lot of people got into that type of field because of the passion they had to tell the truth. And once that passion is gone and all you are is just a mouthpiece, they give you some, you know, words to say, and then you have to say it, and then you go home. After a while of that monotonous living, it doesn't become fulfilling anymore. So that's where we're at in the world, and hopefully we get to a better one. Jamal, buddy, pal, let me tell you something. That is our show for tonight. I want to thank everybody in the Mama's Mama for coming in and hanging out with us. I also want to give a shout out to the beautiful Lolly Rider. This Lolly Rider donated on our PayPal, took our challenge. Let me go ahead and give you the customaries here, sweetheart. Let me go ahead and give it to you.
One for me. I want to thank Miss Lolly Ryder for her
Absolutely.
kindness and generosity and donation. PayPal. Thank you, Miss Lolly.
Absolutely. I want to thank everybody in their Mama's Mama for hitting that like button, for sharing. Absolutely. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Any last words for our beautiful crowd here, sir?
We want to thank everybody for coming out. Yes, you can tell me and Jermain had big, tough days, but we made sure we was here for you. And Tucker Carlson is going to be back. I can't wait till he pops back up. Hopefully Rumble starts a channel for that they do it. But I'm glad Tucker didn't back down. And the person who suing him is mad that what Tucker Carlson say on television, he is like that behind closed doors.
Yep.
And she's shocked and angry. So basically she wants somebody to lie to us, but come behind to tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
That's liberals for you.
You can't get around that. Can't get around that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming out here, hanging out with us. Absolutely. Everybody for hitting that like button. Everybody for donating. It really does help. It helps push out the message. It helps us find conservatives out there who are twisting in the wind. Oh, yeah. They listening to Sean Hannity, him talking about his karate in his dojo. Absolutely. And
Master Hannity.
Yeah, they're angry about it. They're like, Sean Hannity, I want to hear some truth, and you're talking about a dojo. It's not good. So help them find the truth. Help them find like-minded conservatives who aren't scared of getting banned. Right? Ain't scared of, the transgender folks out there who just want to see a better world. Help us find those folks. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, you guys take care. Have a very beautiful night.
Goodbye.
And we'll catch you guys later for another edition of Conservative Nation. Good night. Bow.